I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
Let's get into this. Before we begin, copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. The other thing I would like to mention, do not go and harass anyone who is being talked about in this video. Do not brigade, do not go into their comments and say anything. First off, it does not help Side-Eye Guy or anyone affected by this, such as Beardo, Florio, Stevie from Truth or Demons, Chris from Fear the Living podcast, as well as Kristen. If I find out you are in their comments and brigading them, I will block you from this YouTube channel, I will block you from my Instagram, and I will block you from my Facebook, Blue Sky, and Threads. Wherever I can, I will block you. This is the only warning I'm going to give. That being said, let's get into this. I'm fairly just sick and tired of all of this going on. This feels ridiculous when there are so many other things happening right now in the world, in my own home. This is just too much. And I'm only doing this right now because it feels like the right thing to do. And I just want to say that usually when I approach something, I try to think if I was the party being offended. And I would hope that if someone came out and gave away my personal information, I would hope that I would have a community to come back me up. So this is what I'm doing. That being said, we are going to watch, react, and criticize Side-Eye Guy's new video. And actually, it's not even a new video. This is a repost because privacy claims keep getting made. And it's an abuse of the system. So come join me, relax a little bit. Just because I have literally seen this video 5 times alone today, I have sped it up.
So a quick disclaimer before I start the video here, the main bulk of the video here, I actually have already uploaded this before. The whole video that you're about to watch right now, I have already uploaded to YouTube, and it was taken down due to a copyright violation. Complete and utter nonsense. I've explained all of that in this live stream right here, but to be perfectly honest, I'm actually tired of waiting for YouTube to get back to me on if my appeal was successful or not for, reinstating my video. I just thought to myself, I'm going to remove the bit of content that may well be the violation, even though it really bloody shouldn't be, because Stevie from the Truth or Demons podcast has actually already got this content on her channel and without any bloody issue.
That being said, please go check out Stevie from Truth or Demons. More if you just want to see those receipts. If not, you can just check her out because she's fun to check out. I really enjoy her podcast.
What is the deal?
So if you do want a little bit of extra context of what I am talking about here, please go check this video out on Stevie's channel, the Truth or Demons podcast, and please just subscribe to her channel. She's awesome. She really is. She's great. But for those of you who already watched this video, I am going to urge you to watch it again because there's a whole bunch of crazy stuff between Angelina and Franki that, I've added into this video right here. New additional content to the whole entire thing. Also, there's a brand new dirty tactic from the Pee-wee Pitbull right now where he's going around striking anyone who says anything negative about him.
What a bitch!
So just to be clear, privacy claims have been made towards Beardo. They have also been made towards Seg and this exact thing that I'm watching right now. And they have been made towards the Blame the Algorithm podcast for a thumbnail. And they've also been made towards this other podcast called EG Lately, who's not even in this community necessarily. He was just reacting. But someone's trying to silence criticism. Someone who is really big on the First Amendment right, or at least he said he supported someone who was really big on the First Amendment right. But you know what? A lot of this is rules for thee and not for me. And maybe I need to be graceful and I need to keep that in mind going forward. I'm going to try to talk about their arguments that they're making, but I have to realize that maybe it won't reach them because they don't understand that what they are saying could one day apply to them. Why you would threaten a person's livelihood or identity And I mean that because I would never want it to happen to me. So I don't know why you would go and do that to somebody else. Maybe it's because I was raised Catholic and I learned about treating people the way you want to be treated, the golden rule. And I know sometimes that doesn't always apply. There's nuance in this world. And, you know, I'm not a practicing Catholic anymore. But I will say that is something I fundamentally tried to hold on to. And I try to consider in situations that I am in how I would have wanted to be treated if I was the person on the side that's being offended. So just so we have it, Bad to the Bone Paranormal says, you all need to pay attention and open your ears. Sure. Stop showing half-truth, but thank you for keeping my name relevant. All you're doing is bringing my views up. And Side-Eye Guy responds, I see you've dropped more subs, laugh, laugh. Just a note, and I think I've said this before, you know, it's really big to claim someone saying half-truths when there are no links in your description to any evidence at all. I've said it before, I don't do the best citation. I'm not saying I'm a research queen, but what I do is have a couple of not a couple links. I use every link that I looked at and I put it in a document and I add it to the description of my video so that if I'm ever questioned about how did I come up with something, I can link back and I can see exactly where I came up with it. You know, that's me though.
Their attitude has been like since being outed for doxing, blackmail, and other nefarious illegal activity. Anyway, enjoy.
Hey, Segways. I am here right now in the UK filming this little video at my dad's house. And yeah, my dad doesn't exactly have the best taste of curtains.
I know everyone's been commenting on the curtains, and you know what? I'm no different, and I'm no better than everybody else. I actually feel a bit of nostalgia for those curtains. That peony, specifically, like apple, I don't know if that's what it is, but that peony is the exact pattern that was on comforters that my grandmother had that she actually turned into curtains as well. So the curtains and the comforters matched each other. So I have a bit of nostalgia for them personally.
God damn, they're ugly. Oh, I've got a drama for you today, guys, and this is a video that I never thought I would ever really have to make. Probably naively on my part, I always hoped that nobody would ever stoop as low as the characters we're about to talk about today. So it's a little bit of a struggle to know where to start with this whole bullshit saga. A year ago now, I made a video about a whole bunch of...
Rob has since got this video removed. Shame on YouTube. I agree.
tossers, and one of those tossers was Rob from the paranormal company Get Haunted. They run ghost hunting investigations at different locations across America. In my video, I showed a pretty nasty side of Rob's past, and how he has been a general piece of shit to a whole bunch of different people. But this video today isn't really about Rob, but instead a couple of his little troll-type minions that he's got to do his dirty work for him. I've got to state, I don't know that for a fact, but it very much seems that way, and you're going to see what I mean later in this video. He seems to particularly enjoy this fragrance.
Also gonna say, I don't know if they're working together, but you were riding pretty hard for Rob in that live stream. Maybe it's just a personal thing. I don't usually ride that hard for a man. Just in general.
Of intimidation. After I made my video, I had an overwhelming number of people coming forward to me in my DMs, telling me what a horrible human being Rob is and how he's mistreated them. So it came to no real surprise to me that Rob will be trying to do exactly the same thing to me that he seems to have done to many, many other people. I don't particularly care if he wants to argue against my points I made in my video and defend himself however he really sees fit, but Rob, time and time again, just shows that he really is a nasty bloke, and he seems to surround himself with very, very nasty people. So as you already know from reading the title and seeing the thumbnail of this video, yes, I've been doxxed. And yeah, this seems to be from Rob's camp, and this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. They dox a lot of people. There's quite the number of people who have been doxed by these complete and utter unsavory arseholes. So today we're going to be watching two particular arseholes who are very much Team Rob talk shit about me and a whole bunch of other people on a live stream. This is Angelina on her channel, Bad to the Bone Paranormal, and she brings on this total twat who goes by Franki, Cambeletta, or something like that. Who really cares? And straight off the bat here, Franki wants everyone to know that he's a big, bad, scary man.
You know, I'm the pitbull. That's what they call me.
You know, I've said this before, and I think Dust has a clip of me doing it. Sometimes I don't even want to argue anymore with Franki. I don't think words are reaching him right now. Maybe I should speak in the language he knows best. Whoop! Whoop, whoop, whoop.
You know, oh, can you go after these people? And can you? I'm like, it's not that I don't want to do it, but I keep saying, man, like, we tried to do that, and me and Rob are really close. Me and Rob are like buds now. Like, me and Rob talk almost every day.
So Franki has openly stated that he has a very strong friendship with Rob. This seems to be something that has kind of come about more recently because Franki seemed to have an issue with Rob at one point, and for some reason has done a complete 180. Angelina is exactly the same. She actually went after Rob at the very beginning of, her coming in contact with Rob, and then did a 180. Now, it could be because Rob is such an awesome guy that they were like, hey, he couldn't possibly do any of the horrible things that so many people have accused him of. Or maybe there's something else to this. Maybe there's certain benefits to being friendly with Rob. I couldn't possibly imagine what they could be.
Still like that guy until he lied about Michael Castro.
He lied about Michael Castro. He exploited Rob.
Right, put him on there with a pedophile.
Yeah,
I think the video, it didn't matter what my evidence showed.
It's bad enough that I'm giving my eyes and ears dysentery by watching and listening to these two on a live stream. I'm not going into Angelina's video either, but the evidence Angelina
You'll die on the Oregon Trail from dysentery, so you gotta be careful with that stuff. I'm just saying, it's real serious.
shows are back and forth between Rob and Kristen, where the messages Rob sent Kristen have actually been blacked out. They've been redacted, so we don't have the full context of that back and forth.
A link to a source.
That's such a dumb thing for anyone who boasts about putting out receipts. And about this whole Michael Castro thing, I've already made my position on this very, very clear. I said it in the video. Any mistakes I made in that, I already put that in writing.
So he's going to say, I already put that in writing. I'm just going to read this out. I will also take back what I said about Michael Castro for calling him a convicted murderer. You were never convicted, and I misspoke. I do believe you are a murderer, and you got away with it from a technicality to make this clear. This is just my opinion. But I will clear things up that you were never convicted. I mean, in my video, I showed you walking out of the courthouse in a clip I found where you smirked after being asked about the murdered victim. Another class act. Obviously, you were not convicted since you were shown talking away a free man. I'm not saying this because I'm worried you'll take legal action. I'm saying this because I said the wrong thing and I take accountability when I get things wrong, unlike someone. I'm going to say I, myself, Joan, I don't know what happened. I am going to go with the court ruling and decide that, you weren't convicted. Honestly, I don't really want to touch too much on Michael Castro in general. It's not in the focus of what's happening right now. He is part of the bigger picture as he is someone who was in that series that Stevie did. Once again, I will link to it at the bottom of this video so you can just go watch that and then you can get the bigger picture of how he fits into everything here. Right now, what I'm focusing on is this doxing and these privacy claims that are going up. So I just wanted to make that very clear.
In a post I made God knows how many months ago now. I've really got nothing else more to say about it. My positions haven't changed at all about the bloke. All I would urge you to do, guys, is to go back into that second video I made on the follow-up of all this where I bring up Michael Castro and really just go do your own research and then we'll see whatever conclusion you draw from the whole thing. For some reason, I have no idea why Angelina absolutely thinks Michael Castro is completely innocent. And I have no idea why she would support the guy. Yep, none whatsoever.
But the thing for me is, he needs to remove that picture of that guy next to Rob.
No, he does. And
it's fucked up, man. It's YouTube needs to put their foot down on some shit, man. Because you say the wrong thing on YouTube and you get restricted, but they'll allow lies to just be broadcasted. What? Find a common denominator there.
So it seems like the big issue, these Rob...
What lies? One of my biggest headaches, we'll say with this, is, and I've watched the full live stream where this happened. I've seen it. There's a lot of statements being made and not a lot of follow-up statements or receipts being shown or any argumentation that you can really tackle. It's a lot of Angelina or Franki saying one thing and them going exactly and then moving on to the next honestly outrageous thing that they could say next. I know it's probably not good that I didn't just give an example. But one of these things was talking about Jacqueline Nunes and saying that she is a genius. She just unfortunately is suffering from mental illness. And then Franki comes out and says, yeah, what? A woman can't own property? Who was saying that? Who was saying a woman can't own property? I've never heard that argument when it comes to the Conjuring house. Ever. And I'm not saying there's, like, no misogyny or no sexism in our camp, and I'm not saying there's I'm saying there's only misogyny and only sexism in their camp. I'm not saying that. But no one that I have talked to, at the very least, no one I have talked to has ever said that the reason they don't want Jacqueline Nunez owning the Conjuring house is because she's a woman.
Cheerleaders have with me is that I have a video where the thumbnail of Rob, he's alongside a known sex predator, a PDF file. At no point in my video did I ever accuse or even so much as slightly insinuate that Rob was a PDF file. But yeah, I agree, it's not very nice to be alongside a sex predator. At the end of the day, that video, Rob is a big part of the video, as is Joe, as was, what's his name, Tony Sfera. They're all on the thumbnail together. That's why they're on the thumbnail together, because the video is about those three people. But I'm going to be coming back to this whole thumbnail issue a little bit later in my ranty video right here.
And some guys should take that shit down. But you know what? All he probably cared about was the tits and ass that were inboxing him. Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Oh, that's all I cared about, tits and ass, tits and ass.
Isn't it amazing how Angelina always makes out that she sticks up for women, that she champions and supports women? You know, like the strong feminist she claims to be? That is, of course, unless the women happen to be attractive. Then, of course, Angelina can't imagine why anyone would ever side with these women other than for their tits or asses. Couldn't possibly be that these women are in the right, that they actually have made much better arguments than you. No, of course, it couldn't be any of that. It must just be their tits and asses. Seriously, it's such a dumb way to out yourself for being just a sexist person, Angelina.
So I think that when you have something like the Conjuring House where it's a big to do, is it Jason just trying to be relevant again? Right? And you have to ask that question from a media standpoint, because people get what this thing is called camera hungry, right? When you're a showrunner like myself, or you're a producer like what I do,
nobody knows who you are, my guy. Nobody knows.
Get behind the camera then.
Particularly cares. This video here today isn't about what Angelina or Frankie or anyone else has really said about Jason Hawes. As revolting as what Angelina said about Jason and his family, I'm not here today to really discuss it, because honestly, I don't want to bring any more attention to these horrible things, these completely unnecessary things that have no business being brought up on YouTube at all. It's got nothing to do with the paranormal. It's got nothing to do with the Conjuring house. It's got nothing to do with anything other than just outright trying to hurt someone, to like try and hurt their children in order to get to them. It's one of the lowest, most pathetic, dirtiest moves I think I've ever seen on YouTube. Beardo covered the whole thing in one of his videos about what Angelina said here. If you want to kind of know more about it, go there. I don't want to talk too much more about it. But what I do want to point out is that Angelina...
Once again, Bad to the Bone Paranormal. Hey guys! So I just want to say something, because a few of you were upset with my last post, and I get it. I've been dealing with a year of being called a liar, a fraud, I made whatever else they feel like throwing at me that day. It gets old. It gets heavy. And honestly, I hit my limit. So I didn't show this, but I do believe that the one before this and that she's mentioning, or maybe it's this one, uses an AI image then of Jason and his daughter Satori. I don't really care if you have an opinion about Jason or Satori or Cody. I just don't care. First off, little tip here. If you don't want to be accused of using AI, don't use AI. I think, because you were like making them in clown faces, and I'm not saying about doing this for Jason. This is just like a tip in general. If you want to make someone look like a clown, you should really just go in, like copy a picture, go into MS Paint, really do it up in MS Paint, because it's really funny then, because it looks like you don't care enough to like really try hard on it. So it makes them look even sillier, because the point is you don't care and you just did a silly haha goofy. So that's like my tip. So I'm, just giving tips out here. A few of you were upset with my last post. I get it. I do want to say that cancel culture doesn't exist unless your own base cancels you. That's all I'm going to say.
Made a post saying the reason why she took the post about, the low blow post about Jason down is because her fans called her out for it. It looks like she's been hemorrhaging subscribers.
Quick heads up, my paranormal soldiers, I don't want to be called that. I reached out on YouTube, and here's what they said about my very small dip in subs. YouTube just did one of their random cleanup things. They wipe out closed accounts, bots, dead/inactive subs, all that junk. Honestly, kinda nice they do it, because it keeps the real people here. So if you saw the number jump around, that's why. We are good. I'm new. Can't really comment on this, to be honest with you. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. The timing is a bit convenient. That's all I'm going to say. Timing's a little convenient.
ever since that she is trying to make out is because YouTube are culling subscribers. No, 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 Angelina. The reason why you're hemorrhaging subscribers, it's not a coincidence that you're hemorrhaging subscribers now after your real nasty toxicity has been in full view and been outed by Jason, by Beardo, and now by me. That's why you're losing subscribers, not because YouTube are altering accounts and things like that. It's because you're a piece of shit and people see it and they don't like it. They don't want to watch a piece of shit, because why would they? Of all the things to watch on YouTube, why would anyone waste any more time watching you? It's horrible what you're doing. But anyway, that's the real reason why Angelina took the post down, because she didn't get the support from her own subscribers, her own people. That's why she took it down. Not because she's a good person, not because she regrets it, because in another post, she's actually...
So yeah. So you know what? I'm not even gonna read this whole thing. I'm just gonna read the highlighted thing. I pause to read if you need to read it. Also, when I brought up Jason's little affair with a cast member while his wife was pregnant, yeah, that was to show how Mr. quote, I'm so honest and full of integrity, unquote, ain't exactly walking the walk. Wake up, people. Stop being his do boy or do girl. What about do theys? Huh? Just kidding. Maybe. And doing his dirty work. He ain't gonna clean up your mess when it backfires. Oh, and the screenshot. Oh, him saying he was wrong he deleted not long after he posted it. Good luck on the shoulder surgery. Much like if I don't care that you like Jason Hawes or don't like Jason Hawes, I also don't really care what happened in his marriage. And I think it's not, like, I just morally think it's not right to bring up a person who has no online presence in that way into this conversation. That person had nothing to do with it. So why would you bring it up? It feels like an easy win. I'm sure it does. But much like wearing white to someone else's wedding, you just look like the asshole, not the bride. And Jason Hawes doesn't look like the asshole right here.
Defending why she said that stuff about Jason and his child in the first place. Like, god damn, this person's horrible. Like, fuck.
I don't really like being in front of the camera. I like being behind the camera. I'm a cinematographer by trade, but I care.
Once again, then get behind the camera. Get behind it. Do it. Get behind the camera.
That well when I'm on camera. I'm funny.
Anyone who has to say
I guess comedy is subjective.
outright that they are funny ain't fucking funny. Just like anyone who feels the need to call themselves the Pitbull. He ain't tough, man. It's just cringe as fuck. God damn. I'm the Pitbull. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, can someone do me a favor, right? Anyone who knows Franki, like, you know, anyone who knows the guy, has anyone ever called him the Pitbull other than Franki in his own bloody mind? In his own mind, yeah, he's a Pitbull. Can anyone say that? Anyone who knows him go, oh, yeah, on the street, we all call him Franki the Pitbull. Fuck off, man. Like, how fucking cringe is that? You can't keep calling him a Pitbull.
Okay. Yeah, meanwhile, outside, I can't keep his wife in the same room with him, right?
I think you're divorced.
Yeah.
I think one night he was doing a live. Yeah, she was. Yeah, so.
You weren't thinking, buddy. We got your name out.
I don't know why I just said that. We got your name. That might be a Christmas present.
It will be a beautiful Christmas present.
Everyone, yeah.
So putting aside these cheap...
Threatening someone with blackmail is something that you consider a Christmas present. Threatening someone's identity and livelihood is something that you take extreme joy in. You can repeat that sentence back to yourself and still feel good about it. I know that if I did that, I would not feel good about it. I also want to make it very clearly stated here. I'm making fun. I am poking fun. But the outcome that I would like to see from this is not that Angelina or Franki fall under any sort of attack. That is why I did the brigading message at the beginning. My hope is that you can see this as a reflection. You can take this criticism, maybe reflect on it. Maybe some of the things I say don't fit. Maybe some of the things that other people have said don't fit. But maybe something will. Maybe something will stick. And you can sit with that, meditate, reflect, talk to your chosen deity. And my hope and dream is that you do that and you realize what you have done is wrong on on a moral level, and you change your behavior. That is what I hope for. I don't pray for your downfall. I pray for your awakening.
Attacks about my divorce.
I'm not successful enough to go after on YouTube. I'm just not. I'm not. I work third-party contract. I have a very beautiful, blessed life, but At the same time, there's really nothing there.
I'm glad you have such a blessed life, but if you're going out and doing this, something is inherently dark within you. And I'm not talking paranormal. I'm talking your conscience. Something is dark within you.
Divorced a bunch of times, been divorced a bunch of times, been divorced a bunch of times, been divorced a bunch of times.
What an idiot. This is where Angelina and Frankie do, in fact, say my real name. And of course, they laugh about it because they're just horrible, aren't they? Before I properly respond to this whole thing right now, there is just one thing I need to bring up to, add a little extra context of this whole live stream in general. Angelina, almost immediately after finishing this live stream, made it members only, so very, very few people could see it. And now the live stream has been removed from her channel. It's no longer on there. So I think it's probably likely that on some level,
And as of 1/21/2026 today, it was once again removed. We are assuming by her again. There is a theory, and I'm going to say it is just a theory. A game theory. Just kidding. I would never say that. But there is a theory that she is doing that so that she can not be reported for the false privacy claims or for the comments that she seems to be making with a sock account towards other members of the community. I do just want to say, I have said don't brigade people. You are allowed to defend yourself, though. If someone is commenting on you nasty in someone else's comments, you can have every right to say something. I would ask that you maybe think about it in grace and consider how you would like to be spoken to if you were this misguided. And if that all fails and you really can't help yourself, just don't get yourself in trouble. Blocking is the easiest way.
Angelina realized, I don't think Frankie realized this because I actually think he's even worse than Angelina, but Angelina on some level realized that she went too far here, that this fucked up. And we can see where Angelina might have had some doubts about this. Frankie has doubled down completely on this Facebook post right here. This, many may consider.
So we have to cover up Frankie's name because he's trying to copyright it. Last time I checked, Frankie's not Cher, but that's cool. I don't even think Cher didn't even do it. I can say Cher as much as I want. She's not going to come after me. Do you believe in life after love? Now she will. Frankie posts, but I have to block it or the coward will strike this vid. For 2026, own people that do shitty things to other people in the paranormal, dox and ruin them. Do not remain silent. It ain't drama, it's justice. Hi, Joan here again. Do not dox people. Don't do that. Maybe, if I'm being generous, maybe what Frankie meant to say was that you should feel confident enough to speak out if you have had a shitty thing done to you or if you're witnessing a shitty thing. Like, you should spotlight these people. Come with proof if you're going to make a claim, but you should spotlight these people, not dox them. Maybe I'm just going to assume he doesn't actually. No, I can't even do that because in the live he says what doxing is, or at least what he thinks doxing is. So I can't even defend him there. You just look like an asshole. You just look like an asshole.
To be harassment. I know he doesn't say my name, but it doesn't really take the biggest leap in the world to know that he's more than likely talking about me. I think Frankie got drama and justice confused with criminal, but again, we're going to get into that all a little bit later soon enough in this video.
But that to me is what makes that guy a piece of shit. Right at the camera.
There's nothing. There's
There'll probably be a video about us tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Me either.
I really wish I wasn't making a video about you, Angelina. I really did. I really don't wish this on anyone, but alas, here we are.
They're just such lovely, charming, delightful people, aren't they?
But I can talk about those guys for miles because here are people that have nothing else to do with their life, so they think that they're picking on people that are bringing joy to people's lives. When you see the followers that Twin has, when you see the followers that Colin has, when you see the followers that Sam and Kobe have.
The irony of saying this on a live stream is wow. But also, you're not bringing me a lot of joy right now. I don't think you brought Side-Eye Guy a lot of joy. Didn't bring Beardo a lot of joy, or Florio, or Stevie, or Chris. Not spreading a lot of joy. At all. Huh.
People get joy out of that. And you don't know who's in that mix. You don't know if it's the kid that, if you listen to Sam and Kobe's story about how they were fucking geeks in high school and everybody picked on them and they were bullied, to see what they became. There's a kid out there that's struggling with suicide that watches Sam and Colby and loves that story and wants to be the next Sam and Colby. So you're not only affecting the people, you're not affecting the property, you're affecting the people that love those people and are probably still around here because of those people. You don't.
Frankie, I didn't realize we were into mixed martial arts. I didn't realize that we like shadow boxing. What kids?
Name them. Name them.
You made up this person in your head. This is not a person that you know. This is not a person that has told you this. You made up a child who wants to harm themselves. This is not a real person. You can't tell me a name of this person because you've made them up. I don't know where you would get the idea that a person has come who specifically is watching Sam and Colby and has seen Seg's videos, and that has made them feel that life is not worth it. I don't know who this person is. And I really hope if you would find this person as an adult, you would realize that Seg is not driving any actions like that. And maybe there's something deeper, and maybe we need to consider systems that could help. Seg saying nice things about everybody would not change someone who's having those feelings. That is a crazy thing to put on a person, that no one can critique someone because it will drive somebody to do something awful to themselves. That's not how that works. If that's a concern of yours, there are other systems that we can look into. The fact that mental health is a huge issue in this country, as well as mental illness, and the fact that there's not a lot of funding for therapy, and also that people are very misunderstanding of the mental health field in general. I can't tell you how many times I've had talks with people who said, well, I went to one therapist and it didn't work out. And not realizing that a therapist, must like a GP, is someone that you need to maybe see a couple of before you find the therapist that you like. And then on top of that, you have to agree with their approach and the type of therapy they're giving. I know for myself, I don't do well with CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy. I do well with EMDR instead. And that's an approach that I have taken with my therapy. It's really important that we don't blame individual figures on mental health and not the system that they're coming from. It's not Seg's fault if there is a kid who has been bullied at school. It's the fault of the school for setting up a system that did not advocate and protect that child.
How people are affected by things, or people.
Of course, Franki.
You don't know how people are affected by things. And yet you go on to dox him with the threat of blackmail. That doesn't make sense in my mind. If you're asking Seg to consider every young person in the world and what he is saying about their favorite person, and then go on to give a threat, which he has stated several times the reason that he wears a mask is to protect his identity for his family's sake. Yeah, you don't know what someone's going through. I just don't understand why your answer to that is aggression instead of showing grace. And as I mentioned before, I hope you realize these actions are wrong, and I hope you get better, and I hope you do better.
Is a faker apologist who didn't see that one coming. But for Angelina, of all people, to sit there nodding and agreeing like, yeah, Frankie, that's right, Frankie, to all of this nonsense is absolutely ridiculous. It really does show that she's always been a plastic debunker. Not that I or anyone else really ever considered her a debunker anyway. I've always kind of didn't want her anywhere near the community. I always thought she was a bit too toxic. But this really is a terrible argument from the pitbull here. This whole content creators mean so much to their fans, therefore no one should ever criticize them or debunk them. Makes no sense on so many levels. So really, by the same logic, Frankie shouldn't be having a go at me because people have openly said to me that I have helped them through a hard time, that I've really helped their mental state with my videos. Now, I'm absolutely fine with Frankie criticizing me. I genuinely couldn't care less. Anyone can criticize me. Just because people like my content and people have said that, you know, oh, your content has really helped me, doesn't mean other people can't criticize me. Obviously, doxing, and later we're going to get into other nefarious things that Frankie and Angelina have done. But, you know, the mere fact of debunking or criticizing someone, it doesn't matter what they've done for other people. Anyone is still free to do that to anyone. And it's just such a stupid, weak, dumb argument from a clearly dumb person who thinks they're clever.
Go ahead, make us famous, dude. Go ahead.
I just need to add in here, guys, that any fully
You both really, really rely heavily on other people to make you famous.
grown man asking another fully grown man to make him relevant, to give him attention like this, is so unbelievably sad and desperate. I'm well aware that I make videos about bigger YouTubers than me, but if anyone at any point ever hears me say, hey, Sam and Colby, make me famous, or Twin Paranormal, make a video on me, just seriously put me out of my fucking misery.
I'm not afraid of Side Eye Guy. He's a pussy, and we know this. He hides his face.
I just also want to highlight that one of the things that Frankie said is that he is a feminist. He's a feminist, and I have opinions about that. I will say it might not be the best look to call another man a female genitalia as an insult, which you've done multiple times, or allegedly you've done multiple times. That might come up later. But it's not very feminist of you to reduce a person down to a single body part. It kind of takes the humanity out of them, which is part of feminism. And maybe you don't know that. Maybe you're new to feminism, which is, welcome. It's always room to learn. And I'm also, by the way, I'm not like the best at feminism. I still have a ton of internalized misogyny, and like the intersectionalism is always hard when you come from a place of privilege. But yeah, I try every day. You try to do better, and that's, I'm working on it. But just some helpful tips for those coming up in feminism. Yeah, calling someone a women's genitalia, not usually deemed feminist. Just saying. Just putting it out there.
These two are so stupid that they don't even realize that they are the exact reason why I choose to be anonymous. Nasty, cruel, insecure, mean, vicious, petty people like this. For a little extra context, the human pit bull Frankie here did in fact reach out to me a couple of months ago in a pretty friendly way. He came recommended to me by Kristen and Stevie of the Truth or Demons podcast, both of which I put trust in. So Frankie was cool, having a nice and pleasant conversation with me. He wanted to help me debunk some things off Steve's House of the Dead. Then all of a sudden, I don't really know the full details, but him and Stevie and some of those other people had a falling out. Frankie decided to jump ship over to the Rob camp. Like I said, who knows why that is. And then several months later, this live stream appears where Frankie is just going absolutely nuts at me. I've never said anything bad about Frankie at all. Never. Like, this whole thing is like, I forgot who the guy was because we didn't message for that long, and now he's coming at me really strong, and then the only kind of history I've had with the guy was actually pleasant. So I want to make this very, very clear. I've never said a bad word against Frankie. The way he is coming at me here is purely for his love of Rob. At the time I made the video about Rob, Frankie didn't know the guy, and now Frankie's actually blocked me. He didn't ever talk to me privately about any of.
Hiding behind a mask is cowardly. Hiding behind a block. You can add that sentence how you want to.
The issues he has here, he just went nuts. He made the effort to dox me and then just went nuts at me in this live stream right here without ever having the guts to come and talk to me directly. So my question here is, who is the real coward? A guy who decides to wear a mask because of fuckheads like this, or the guy that is attacking someone who was very nice and cordial to him and didn't have the balls to actually talk to me directly, instead blocked me? Now, blocking someone and then doing something like this is the most bitch fucking move, mate. You can be a pit bull all you like, but the way you have conducted yourself here just screams out and out bitch to me. It's total fucking bitch behavior.
And before anyone says, why aren't you commenting that Seg is not a feminist? As far as I have told, he's not announced it on a live stream and then followed it up by saying that he lets his female co-host talk about sex because women should be able to talk about sex. I've never heard that. If you have a clip of it, I'd love to hear it. But also, I'm hypocritical and I'll say it. I don't think bitch is that sexist. I think it can be said sexist. I think when you were calling a woman a bitch specifically because she's a woman, that's when like it crosses the line. But yeah, no, I say bitch a lot. Call my husband a little bitch all the time when he is like, ooh, he's like tucked in bed and he's like warm and he's like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed. I'm like, ooh, why? Because you're a little bitch. And he goes, yeah. And then he'll also call me a little bitch for like the same reasons, and it's fine. So I'm a hypocrite, and it happens.
He says, if they're scamming or faking, why not make a video? It's good to make a video to call them out, but in the way that they do it, with the body shaming and calling names, and I don't call names. I might say that was stupid or he's stupid or he's an idiot, but I'm not like, she's a whore, she's this. Some guy says, I'm not a debunker.
Once again, I don't know who's calling people whores. I've never heard that. Send a clip. I'm open to evidence. Send a clip.
Comedian. I roast people. Bro, people who know they're getting roasted are prepared for it. These people don't know that you're about to say.
What are you talking about? People are like, yeah, if they're doing a roast. sure. But also, like, this just sounds like you're not allowed to criticize people. And, like, what are you doing right now? Like, you are criticizing. I know the answer is rules for thee and not for me. I know that's the answer, but I'm really struggling with that answer. I don't understand. I just don't understand. That's what it comes down to.
Oh, you know, he likes 5-year-old boys like Michael Jackson.
I have no idea what Angelina means by
I've never heard anyone say that. I don't know what anyone's talking about.
all this. My guess is that's the kind of joke that she would make, because she clearly can't think of anything I have actually said. But for Angelina, of all people, to get on her high horse over jokes that I make, when she is doxing people and saying the fucked up shit she has said about Jason and his family, as well as violent threats towards Beardo if he ever comes to America, is just unbelievable. Like, what is going on here?
Like, shit like that, or just the shit he says. It's the way you come about it and the way you say things. Like, he's just disgusting. I used to like him too. I used to share all their shit. And I'm just like, I can't believe, once their numbers got up there, they...
Okay, once again, if you, like, just like general advice, if you don't like somebody, you can stop watching them. You can hate watch them too. I kind of get it. I tend to try to stay away unless, like, something is actively happening and I want to know what's going on. I want to know the lore. I don't watch people I don't like, because my time is really precious in my day, and I'm not gonna watch people I don't like. Yeah, take it as you will.
They changed. It wasn't about the paranormal field no more. And it's like, y'all said you were going to do interviews with smaller teams and get them noticed. I haven't fucking seen that shit happen. I haven't seen that happen. Lies, just lies.
Beardo and I work with smaller channels all the time.
Hi, this is Ladies Fright, and I'm Joan. And I'm one of the smaller channels that Seg has worked with. And I think this is really important to say, because it is, like, I heard this originally, and it really, really upset me, mostly because it had to do with me. I'll be honest. It was personal. I met Side Eye Guy through a will and a wish. I'd been on podcasts previously, and actually Ladies Fright is a rebrand. And I had deleted all the work that I had done previously because I just wanted to start all over. And I was already talking with Stevie from Truth or Demons through other means, and I was saying that I had this idea that I want to talk about how debunkers just are getting a bad reputation, and they are really needed in the paranormal field, because, like, it just always made sense to me that, like, if you're gonna make, like, claims, and then you're going to say that you're using scientific means to say that you have the answers to these claims, you're going to need people to push back a little bit so to make sure everything is, actually scientific. And I had learned of the Side Eye Guy previously, and I had enjoyed his videos, and I knew Stevie had done an interview with him. And I asked Stevie, like, hey, do you think he would be willing to talk to me? And Stevie told me, yeah, he's really nice. You should try. What's the worst that could happen? And I've reached out to Seg with literally 0 videos because I hadn't launched yet. He got back to me and asked me, I see that you have some stuff, but it's older. What's the deal? And I explained to him, and he said, yeah, I'll help you out. Sounds great. And it means so much to me that someone who has a following went and took such a chance on someone who had nothing. I will say right now, I reached out to a lot of different creators, and some people didn't get back to me, and that's very understandable why they wouldn't. I had nothing. So those who did get back to me, it was really nice. It was really nice of them, and they helped build the community at least by one more person, because after that video went out and people did see that I collaborated with other people, I did get more views and more followers. And I just can't express enough how appreciative I am of someone taking that chance on me. And I want to be clear, it wasn't just Seg. It was Stevie. It was Florio. It was Kenny Biddle. It was Daniel Reed. They all took a chance on me. And it helped me tremendously. And I really appreciate it. I also want to say, though, even though I appreciate it, I am not obligated to help Seg out. I am my own person, and if I felt what he was doing was wrong, I wouldn't be here making a video. As I said, my time is precious. I could be upstairs right now, hanging out with my dogs and husband, having a nice time, watching some trash on TV. But I'm not. I'm here because I felt this was the right thing to do. Because as I previously stated, if I was in a similar situation, I would hope I would have a community to lean on. So I'll say it again. Thank you, Seg, for taking a chance on me and helping me feel like I was part of this community.
I'm here in the UK. I've been working with channels smaller than mine. What are you talking about? Do you have any idea what you're even talking about?
You know, respect women. Respect them. You respect your wife, respect every fucking woman.
Except attractive women, of course, because all they could possibly offer is tits and ass. Isn't that right, Angelina?
And you have to do that if you're making money on social media. I think people should do that.
I'm a woman and I don't feel respected.
You make money because they have sent you money, so give something back. What the fuck does Beardo, Side-Eye Guy, and a couple other people fucking give back?
Beardo did a 24-hour charity live stream where he raised a whole bunch of money for people with mental health issues. Recently, I did charity auction live streams where I auctioned one of my masks for cancer research, as well as helping for street dogs over in Thailand. It was more of a worldwide kind of thing. Awesome charity. We raised a whole bunch of money. I think it was like just under $6,000 or just over $6,000.
I have also never given Seg money for a membership. I have been gifted memberships. I've never given Seg money for a membership, and I've never given him a donation. The only time I have given money to him, or Beardo, actually, because I've also never given money to Beardo either, is through this charity work.
Guy, from all the segues, the Side-Eye Guy, thank you so much. I'm gonna check that out now after I finish this video. Huge amount of money for us. I can't believe you would donate that amount of money, and we can do a little bit of the work here, myself and the team on the ground, but without people like you supporting us, all the medicines, the food we make for 1,300 dogs a day, the medical care, the vet bills, the salaries, the equipment, everything that helps the dogs comes from donations and people like yourself. So I can't thank you enough. I'm here at Happy Dog Land today, and I just wanted to say massive thank you to the Side-Eye Guy and the segues.
Not to mention that I also did a live stream trying to help and raise money for Ian from Midwest Ghost Hunters GoFundMe because that poor bastard has cancer. So for Angelina to have the gall to have a go at me and Beardo for this, like, she has absolutely no idea what she's talking about. She's done no research here whatsoever. She's completely talking out of her ass. Like, it doesn't take, 5 minutes to look into the videos or the live streams that are already on my channel and Beardo's channel, or literally just make the effort to ask people if we've done this. Instead, she just comes out and just says all this slanderous bollocks and just doesn't have a clue what she's talking about and making an absolute twat of herself. So the real
Also say, I know during this live stream it was talked about, well, what are they doing with their donations? You know they make a ton of donations. No, I don't. I'm not sitting there. I'm not counting up the dollars every live stream. And I'm certainly not doing their taxes, so I don't know. And if someone donates to a creator who's doing this as their job, yeah, the money goes to paying their bills. That's why I go to my job, is so I can pay my bills. Do you not go to your job to pay your bills? That's what this is. This is their chosen job. Now, you can critique them if you don't think this is a good job for them. That's a different story. But yeah, money goes to paying bills. It doesn't necessarily have to go to charity. There's always that idea, too, that, like, you can't fill someone else's cup on an empty cup. So, like, I think they should pay their bills first, and then if they can give to charity, or they can encourage people to give to charity, that's a good start.
Question I got here is, what has Angelina or Franki done for charity? I mean, I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, they haven't done anything. They might have done something, but I don't know what it is.
This idea that because he's in the UK, he's not in Australia anymore. He had to move back. I think he's in Wales. We know. Yeah. I'm gonna have to take the mask off eventually because we already have pictures of him without the mask.
Once again, you're laughing at threatening someone. Ew.
He was in Missouri in February.
God, these two are so bloody stupid. No, I still live in Australia. I've never lived in Wales, and I've never even been to Missouri. But Franki's little slip up here where he said February may well have given me a pretty big clue on how he's obtained some of his doxing information. And I got a pretty good idea how he has illegally obtained it.
I do just feel like I really need to add in here that make no mistake here, guys. Franki is outright saying here that he will show my face, he will dox how I look, because he claims that he has footage of me at a private business that has been leaked to him. This is nothing short of out-and-out blackmail.
Yeah. He didn't think about when he comes to America that some of us paranormal investigators are really close to location owners.
That's right. They don't even realize that cameras are the guy.
Right.
Sorry about that.
So I fucking love when Franki said this in the live stream. I'm sorry, now I'm laughing. He's like, they don't realize we have cameras over here. Like Seg didn't live in England for a while. Do you know how many cameras they have? They're like pretty famous for having cameras all over the place in England. Like, it's well known. He also said at one point that, like, America beat England or the UK like 5 times. And I was like, oh, okay. The Revolutionary War. The War of 1812, which that was like a technicality, honestly. I guess you could say World War I and World War II if you're talking about like we had to bail them out, but we were both on the same side. I, for the life of me, cannot think of what the 5th war we beat England in. If you know, please tell me in the comments. I am so interested to understand what is happening. So yeah.
There is nothing more fucking cringe than 2 idiots thinking they're clever and laughing and boasting in their own stupidity. It's genuinely painful to watch people being this smug.
I will critique Seg here. I'm an idiot sometimes, and I think it's hilarious. Because I just say the dumbest thing sometimes. So I will say sometimes it is funny to be a little goofy, silly, stupid. Just saying.
That's fine. That's fine. You don't want to take things down. That's right. What we'll do is we'll make a little video for you. And then you can do one of 2 things. You can keep Rob's video up. Just remove his face from a fucking pedophile's face.
Yeah.
He doesn't belong in that same category. You know
so I guess it's being warned right now. Take Rob's fucking face off that, or we're gonna.
If I was you, if I was you and you want to keep your privacy, I would. I would really not do that anymore.
So he needs to take a picture down if he wants to keep his privacy, yet you're allowed to make statements and keep them up, and your privacy, you get to protect it through these privacy claims? Sorry, my bad. Rules for thee, not for me. My apologies, I forgot.
I would just like keep your episode up, whatever. But like don't paint people in that light, because we have kids. Don't paint Mike in that light, because in this country, don't like the brew guy, we fucking eat your blood sausages.
That'll be some of that amazing funny humour that Frankie was making out he possesses just earlier. So here we have it, guys. Angelina and Frankie have not only doxed me, but they are also now trying to blackmail me. They are saying that if I do not change the thumbnail, the one with the video with Rob in it, that they are going to release more personal information about me. Well, here we go, guys. Here is my big response. Go fuck yourself, you pathetic pair of bullies. What do you think I'm going to do here, coward? Oh, please don't dox me. You think you got any power or leverage over me whatsoever? I would happily take my mask off, give my real name, show my fucking ID before I would ever give in to you complete fucking wankers. You've got absolutely nothing on me. Nothing. But instead, what you've done here is completely expose the kind of horrible, nasty, vindictive, toxic, just fucking awful people that you are. It's here, in this video, for everyone to see. And it will always be here. Anything you've ever going to have to do in the future, this video will be there for them to see. Everyone will see the kind of people that you are, the sort of activities you will do in order to try and effectively intimidate and bully other people. But there is one very, very interesting thing we've also got from all of this, and that is, I'm going to have to tell the police about this, aren't I? Because you guys have engaged in multiple crimes. And like the absolute dumbasses that you are, you're openly gloating about it on a live stream. Maybe this is the reason why Angelina didn't want anyone to see this live stream. Doxing is illegal. Blackmail is illegal. And the way they have obtained my information, which we're going to get in a little bit later, was also illegal.
They have no idea what's coming. They have no idea what's coming.
I don't know about you guys, but given the context of what these 2 really horrible bloody people have been saying all throughout this toxic live stream, when Frankie is saying you don't know what's coming, I personally am thinking this could well be a threat. I wonder if law enforcement will agree or not.
Because if they can't, you're fucking with the people.
Especially after you mentioned that this is America and that we have certain things in America.
Beardo goes on that fucking Fear the Living podcast. The only people they should be fearing are the people that run that. They're just awful. They're just awful people. Fucking data analysts from Orlando.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
And you don't think we know who you are? Like you're a data analyst and you're out of the job.
This is just what they do, guys. They just dox people over and over and over again, like I said earlier on in this video. They play dirty because they know in the past when they play dirty with others, it eventually shuts them up. But it ain't going to work on me. And I just quickly want to add in here that Beardo recently got his channel hacked. Thankfully, it's already up and running. That's awesome, of course.
This is old news by this point. Jeez. But yeah, it's up and running.
But Beardo went on Joe Vitale's live stream where his channel was first got hacked into, and he wanted to explain to people what was going on. And Frankie, being the lovely, awesome, amazing human being that he is, took this as an opportunity to go into that live stream and just give Beardo shit, to really kick the man when he was down. Real alpha move behavior there, mate, to go into that live stream and just give Beardo shit, to really...
Frankie said, or somebody, Frankie, there it is, unbiased truths about the lies and statements. That's not a sentence. Anyway, the visceral hate from debunkers. Debunkers, YouTubers that are supposed to be about revealing the truth. Maybe Beardo should get his head out of his ass and read before he attacks people he doesn't know. Oh, that's right. He doesn't have a channel right now. Read before he attacks people. Read what? Is there a dossier I don't know about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Please.
Kicked the man when he was down. Real alpha move behavior there, mates. That's what everyone thinks of when they think of a pit bull type guy, more like a fucking ferret. And really, I just want to put a little extra context into this, because when the Ouija Brothers channel was hacked, I showed support. I made
Side Guy says, the Ouija Brothers YouTube channel has been hacked. If you see any videos, lives, or posts from the Ouija Brothers, please don't click on them, and certainly don't click on any cryptocurrency links. Keep an eye on the Ouija Brothers Facebook page for more info and updates.
I made a post about the whole thing showing my support, and around that time, there was some real contentious issues between me and the Ouija Brothers. I was able to put that to one side, because why would I ever want to kick someone when they're down like that? Why would I ever do that? It's such a fucking pathetic, beta, nasty, pathetic move. And almost most other people, even the fakers that I have a go at, wouldn't dare engage in something like that. That is something in particular. You have to be a particularly nasty fucking person to do that. You've got to be like really fucking miserable in your own life to think that that's appropriate.
And going undercover and doing the thing I do as a journalist, yeah, that's what I did. I went undercover, gained their trust, got into the group.
Frankie, do you like know what journalistic integrity is? Like, I know you don't technically have to be trained to be a journalist, but do you know what it is? Because it's certainly not this. It's not that. And you know what? I'll be honest. I don't fully know what journalistic integrity is, but like, I know it's not this.
Took all the pictures, took all the videos, watch Side Eye Guy go after women, watch Beardo do the same fucking thing.
I was not.
I've never seen him go after women. What do you mean? What do you mean he went after women? Do you mean he critiqued women in a ghost hunting group like Mackie and Amanda? Just like he critiques ya boy Rob? What are you talking about? I'm a woman. I'm not infallible. Actually, scratch that. Frankie, I'm a woman, so you can't come after me. Because that is the patriarchy. That's misogyny. If you come after me, Frankie, as a woman, that is misogyny. And that's not a good feminist. So, you can't come after me. Thank you. Wow. I didn't know I could play that card. I should do that a lot more often.
In this group, and Beardo was not in this group, so anything Frankie tries to make out that he obtained information from us from this group is complete bollocks. One of Pee-wee Pitbull's many, many lies to try and make himself sound more important than he is.
Journalist, the delusion is ripe with this one. I also find it funny how we keep saying I go after women and doesn't bring up one example of this, just one example of me doing that.
And a bunch of people have been...
Reminder, I am a woman. You can't come after me.
Like a big help, like locations that we've called where they've been. They've given us their names, everything, where they live, everything. They're like, absolutely, bro. We would never want that to happen to you.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a paper trail, you know, with SEG. But if you piss the wrong person off, we can find your information pretty quick. And it's like, yeah, you can't do that. Yeah. YouTube won't.
That's a threat. That is a threat. And once again, I implore you to think about if you're the person who said one thing wrong to somebody else, would you think it's okay and appropriate for your information to be given out by a person you trusted your credit card information with? If you cut somebody off pulling into a parking lot, do you think that person has the right to go into the establishment you were in and say, what did that guy just buy? Give me his credit card information. Do you think that's appropriate? Joan, rules for thee, not for me. Remember, jeez, I'm so sorry. We'll keep going.
Do shit. They have an actual act. They can't take anything down, even if they fucking went to court. I told this to Rob. You can't. Australia can't do shit. UK, I mean, look at the country. It's falling apart. So it's
I'm
like
so fucking pissed about that. I'm going to get justice for Rob. Either he's going to take that fucking picture of Rob off that thumbnail, or people are going to know more than just his real fucking name. Because just like you, I've been researching.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to find. It's just there's a huge paper trail, credit card. I mean, everything, all the transactions. We have all of it. It's just like, you know, we're just waiting.
So there it is, everyone. That's how we got my information. Credit card transactions. Transactions that I must have made while I went to other haunted locations. I paid to go to those places. That was a business transaction. One or more, who knows, of these locations have given my information to Frankie and maybe Angelina. So, of course, this is incredibly illegal. And I have a pretty good idea who gave my information to Frankie. And when I find them out, I think MasterCard and Visa are going to be very, very interested to hear that they are people who are using their services to book with their business. Their data isn't being kept safe at all. Frankie seemingly has really fucked up here because he has given way too much information.
You know, data leaks have really worked out for other companies, and no one's freaked out about them ever, which is like what this is. I mean, it's a purposeful leak, but, you know, that's not been a problem that we've all heard about. I will not tell you to boycott a business specifically. It's your decision if you want to boycott something. I will say that I would not feel safe going to a place that gives away my information. And that may be something that you want to consider as a consumer when we find out what this place was.
Me to figure out what's happened here because he's fucking stupid. If Frankie actually kept his cards close to his chest, I'd be none the wiser. I'd have no idea. You couldn't make this up. It's so dumb. Like, he actually had the upper hand and then just fucking his own ego and his own sense of just wanting to look like a really clever badass has just exposed how stupid he is. And of course, this.
So my going theory right now is that Frankie actually really wants to be an anime villain. Like, he wants to, like, give the plot away to the or the plan away to the protagonist and do like a diabolical laugh and then just be like so surprised when it doesn't work out. I might suggest that like we redirect this energy and maybe find a good tabletop role-playing game where you can play the villain in that game and it's totally fine. It doesn't affect anything in like the outside realm. It has no serious consequences because you're just playing along and you can be as evil as you want. Just get a group of friends. You know, I know that like Dungeons and Dragons is one of them, but there are other role-playing games. So get a couple of friends, sit down, and you can play the villain. And, you know, like, let's just redirect this energy.
It'll be very interesting to show the police as well, Frankie.
Thing is, like, I'm a fucking pitbull.
Frankie, calling yourself a pitbull over and over and over again doesn't magically somehow convince us all that you're a tough guy. Mr. Secret Service. Yeah, by the way, guys, Frankie tried to make out he was part of the Secret Service, turned out to be a complete and utter lie. The guy is just so riddled with insecurities. It's just so fucking sad, actually. It's pathetic. There's no other way to put this whole thing. It's pathetic.
People are thinking like Beardo and Silent Guy are making all this money. Go to socialblade.com and see how much money they're making. Because I have less followers than them. I have a lot of videos that have great views. I've made more money than them at certain times with way less followers. I have like, what, 3,400, almost 3,500 followers.
Okay.
Social Blade is also not always correct. So just keep that in mind. But also, why are you looking up what they're making? What's going on? Are you doing like their tax accounting? Do you need to know how much they're making? And yeah, once again, it's this whole like the arguments going back and forth out of both sides of their mouth. They make too much money. They should be giving to charity. Actually, I make more money than them. Do they make enough or they don't make enough? Which is it? I'm just saying, like, let's keep some, like, you know, like, let's keep a through line in our arguments. That's all I'm asking for. And that's not the only thing I'm asking for, but it's one of the things I'm asking for.
You make more money than me, according to you, of course. Well done. Again, do you realize how incredibly insecure and childish you sound by making the effort to say that?
Doxing is illegal. It's a federal crime. It's a fucking federal crime.
Doxing is illegal. It's a federal crime. It's a fucking federal crime.
Fucking idiot.
This is the thing here. Frankie and Angelina do seem to be like almost borderline schizophrenic with all of this, like some kind of like level of bipolar.
I do not condone trying to diagnose people with mental illnesses.
The topic of doxing. Frankie will make posts on Facebook.
Paranormal people, rise up! Rise up. Stop the hate. Support each other. Stop doxing. Forgive and forget, and you will truly be free. This is my path. Come with me. That's okay. I'm gonna sit here. Tomorrow, I'm on the news. This will be my message. It ain't about clicks and shares. It ain't about the likes and comments. It's about faith in humanity and faith in ourselves to forgive. I will not fight your battles, but I will clean your wounds. My neck hurts from the whiplash. Jeez.
Like this, saying that he's strongly opposing anyone doxing, that is a horrible thing to do, and then we'll make a post, which I showed earlier, like this. And Angelina puts in writing that she's never doxed anyone. Well, we just saw very much to the contrary, right there in your very own live stream on your fucking channel. These two are clearly
Seg, you forgot that a paywall hides it. And if I delete it, I didn't say that. And you don't have evidence of it. Because I didn't say that on camera. Guys, I didn't say that on camera, right?
Just out and out jokes. Like anyone who treats them seriously will fool you. They're just like shit on the bottom of my shoe at this point. Frankie was recently celebrating that he's got some volunteer type director job at Imas Asylum. I think it's pronounced that way anyway. And I have no idea if this asylum is aware of the kind of person Frankie is. But I think they need to watch this video, and I think they very much need to be aware that if he's anywhere near.
From what I'm aware, he is no longer listed on the website, but he is still working with them, as from what my understanding of this is.
Credit cards information or any kind of private information that is going to do harm to the asylum's business, then you can't have this guy around. Simple as that. And I'm honestly not saying this as a, cancel the guy and all the rest of it. I'm saying this for anyone in the future that wants to book anywhere that Franki is now or in the future going to be associated with. You cannot trust him having that information, having access to that information. And let's not forget, you couldn't just kind of turn around to me and say, oh, but side-eye guy pissed this guy off. No, I didn't.
And once again, I don't think boycotting really works that way. I would ask you to very highly consider, do you trust that person with your information? And then I would also say to you that you should go to places where you feel safe. Those are the two things that I would tell you.
I pissed off his mate. That wasn't his mate at the time. So really, at any point going forward, you say something about anybody in the paranormal or not, and Franki becomes friends with that person, he could do the exact same thing to you. He's clearly unstable enough to do stupid shit like, if he's done it once, he'll do it again. So whether it be a mass asylum or anywhere else that he currently works for or is going to work for, this is something you need to keep in mind. Like anyone going to any of these locations, I would strongly urge you to think twice, unless you want Franki to do exactly the same thing to me as he's going to do to potentially to you.
I'm going to leave these comments up right here, but I'm not going to read them out loud. Franki is just being an absolute...
Well, oh man, isn't that side-eye guy? Haunted Emus Asylum said this, allegedly, that's what the company is presenting, has said this. Yeah, who cares? All he does with his divorced ass is bitch and moan because Sam and Colby are successful. Continues to say, yep, he is a moist see you next Tuesday. I could give a fuck about any of this. I don't make money on the paranormal. The asylum doesn't make money on the paranormal? What? That's crazy. What are they doing with the money then that people pay? Wow, that's weird. Huh. Also, just once again, I don't know who wrote this, but reducing a person down to a body part takes their humanity away and is not really feminist.
Vile human being yet again, but he has actually done this accidentally, I believe.
Also, once again, reminder, I am a woman. So it's also not feminist to critique me, according to these standards. So, just saying. I'm just saying.
To the Mass Asylum Facebook page, because shortly after they went up, he deleted them pretty quickly.
So stupid.
And from what I understand, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I've got it under good authority that Franki is still involved in a mass asylum. And if a mass asylum are going to keep this guy on after everything he's done, and he's even writing horrible shit like this under their Facebook account, I don't know, guys, I'm not really one to say...
We don't know if he's writing that, but I am saying it's like once again, a little suspicious that they don't make money on the paranormal.
Boycott a venue, but what I will say is that if you value your privacy, and if these guys are happy to keep Franki around, knowing full well what he is capable of and what he has already done, just be warned about it. That's all I'm going to say.
I am never going to cower to bullies. Ever. Never going to happen.
So now that we're at the end of the video and we have the extra added benefit that this video already had a few days on YouTube before it was unfairly taken off due to privacy complaints, for YouTube to take this video down due to a privacy violation considering I was doxxed and blackmailed is just unbelievable. Seriously, shame on YouTube. But anyway, first up, let's read what Angelina had to say for herself.
You all need to pay attention and open your ears.
There shouldn't be a full stop here, by the way.
And stop showing half-truths, but thank you for keeping my name relevant. All you're doing is bringing my views up.
To which I had to say that, yeah, she lost more subs because, yeah, she did lose more subs. But I think it's really funny that Angelina said this because very shortly after making this comment, she actually took her whole channel down. She took it off YouTube completely.
And she has done it once again. After this was up, she brought it back up, and then she took it back down again.
She has now brought her channel back and put all of her videos back on her channel, but of course not this live stream. She very recently also made this post right here, which I got to admit I do find pretty interesting because to me, I read this as a lawyer telling her to...
I have not lost 500 subs. I have been advised not to upload or turn comments on until further notice, so I'm not hiding. I am just doing what I am told. The comments thing's a little interesting, I will say that much.
Remove her comments on her videos. Pretty smart move, I gotta say, because any lawyer worth their salt would know full well how badly Angelina is fucked up. I also got...
Unless you have to turn the comments off because you can't help yourself but to go off in the comments as well.
To put my hands up here and make a correction, I think I did actually say that Angelina lost 500 subscribers. I got that completely wrong. It was more like, I don't know, 60, 70, something like that. I still would consider that a lot of subscribers lost, but definitely not as many as 500. I've just got to add in here that I find it really funny when liars get caught out like this. Angelina has maintained that she's never doxed anyone, whilst I show right here that she clearly doxed me. I show multiple times that she has not done her research in regarding me and Beardo. It's all over the internet that Angelina is protecting an absolute monster of a person being robbed. She befriends pieces of shit like Franki. She engages in outright disgusting illegal activities like doxing and blackmail. And the only correction she's actually made the effort to make here is that I said she lost more subs than she actually did. Of all the things that have been proven about Angelina, this is the thing that she wants to make sure is corrected. I mean, all you can do is laugh, really, isn't it? Angelina also came into the live chat of this live stream I made a few days back as well. For some weird reason, she couldn't fathom on why she is in the thumbnail here. And of course, I had to explain it's because she fucking doxed me. I mean, Jesus Christ, the video that she made where she doxed me was taken down. So yeah, so dumb, so dumb. Anyway, she also made out that she's been in hospital lately, which I gotta admit, I just don't believe it. I think Angelina's...
I'm not going to speculate if she's been to the hospital or not. I will say that it is fairly manipulative to come into somebody else's live chat and to try to garner sympathy from your hospital visit. Whether you went there or not, it feels like a really weird move, and it could have been a community post. You didn't have to go into Seg's live chat, and you did. And that part is manipulative.
Very good at playing victim when she knows she's backed into a corner. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm rushed into hospital, the very last thing that will be on my mind is deleting my bloody social media footprint. If I was to say one nice thing about Angelina, and believe me, it is a little bit of a struggle, that at least she's not engaging in the absolute desperate, transparently cowardly tactics that Franki is doing. From what I can understand.
And why we're here tonight. Or today, whenever you watch this.
And she is not going to strike a video just because her bloody logo is in the video. It's so frustrating when YouTube side with these assholes like Franki who outright use their broken copyright system to silence people. Anyone else with an ounce of pride would just take their licks like a man, or maybe actually acknowledge they did wrong and apologize. But not this coward. And speaking of the Pee-wee Pitbull, let's go and see what he has said since my video was uploaded. You know, the one that got taken down. Because he has been very, very vocal, and like the absolute moron he is, doxed me yet again in the comment section of my video. What I'm about to read out is from his Facebook page, but he said pretty much the same thing in the comment section, so he's now actually doxed me onto separate platforms.
You fucking moron! You're a fuckhead! That's what you are! A fucking shithead!
Just because Franki deletes these comments, and he has deleted all of them because, you know, he's a bit of a pussy like that, I have them right here for everyone to read.
My response to the...
We can take screenshots. We can record. I don't know why people keep forgetting this. People can take screenshots and they can record.
Coward Seg, my friend.
That's where he doxes me, of course.
I don't wear a mask and I don't hide. My information is public because I stand by what I say.
Except when the fella actually deletes everything he says, or he just makes up outright lies, and of course gives false copyright claims to other creators who are criticizing him. Franki has no right to call anyone a coward ever again.
What I won't do is bow to performance politics, perform outrage for attention, and confuse loudness with courage.
What? Politics? What are you talking about? And look, I'm one to say that, like, politics touches everything. I'm not blind in that way. But, like, this is what I was saying before about, like, big claims and then nothing to support it. Just a claim after a claim after a claim. What are you talking about? Please give me some supporting evidence to what you are saying. I would love to understand you. I want to understand you.
Honestly, God, guys, the ridiculousness of Franki to accuse me of this after everything we just watched in this video is fucking ridiculous. His lack of self-awareness is actually just unbelievable.
Watching you call the entire paranormal community bullies is rich, considering your entire platform seems to be built on antagonism, ridicule, and self-importance. Accusing others of bullying while behaving like a professional provocateur is an irony, it's a failure of self-awareness.
When did I...
Ooh, it always like hits me right in the gut, this self-awareness thing. Ooh. May I suggest a mirror or a diary? Or maybe diary's not the right term. A journal in order to reflect. Yeah. Let's look into purchasing some of those. Let's do that. Also, he didn't call all the paranormal people that. He called you two specifically that. Let's not, like, add hyperbole to this.
Ever say the entire paranormal community are bullies, you idiot. I said you and Angelina are fucking bullies. And for you to kind of accuse me of being a bully, since what I do are jokes, I don't break the law, I've never doxed anyone, I've never blackmailed anyone, I've never obtained anyone's information illegally. Absolute bloody imbecile.
The real issue here...
Also, I just want to say, too, that I made this point in my debunker video that there is a difference between engaging someone in a debate and then just not liking their argumentation. And what I mean is that, like, you can talk to somebody and not agree with what they are saying, but you can also, like, listen to somebody and agree with what they're saying, but not agree with their approach. Both are okay, but if you go after someone's argument, then you have to come back with evidence to have a counter argument. And I'm using argument and debate in the rhetoric sense. I'm not using it as in, like, fight. But, like, if you want to engage in that argument, then you have to have a counter argument. If you don't like their argumentation, that's just an opinion and you're allowed to have it. But I don't think it's worth, like, doxing someone over. Once again, take a break, go outside, talk to a loved one face to face, get behind the camera instead of in front of the camera maybe, write in that journal I was talking about, paint a picture, go live life outside of this sphere. If the way someone cracks jokes makes you so upset that you feel you need to threaten them, go do something else for a little bit. Even if it's like 10 minutes. Just go do something else and see if it like really matters in the grand scheme of things.
It isn't strength or fear, it's intellect.
Jesus Christ, the lack of intellect here from the moron writing it.
Reducing complex communities to insults and thinking that makes you bold only reveals how shallow your thinking really is. Confidence without insight isn't bravery, it's noise.
Doxing someone, then blocking them, running away, deleting all your posts when you're trying to make out you're the big brave one. If you for 1 second think that you've acted in any level of bravery, my God, you're delusional.
If this is the level of thoughts you bring to the table, it explains why your arguments collapse the moment they're examined.
Tell me.
You haven't engaged with his arguments. You've just engaged with the way that he presents them. What are you talking about? You said that he goes against women without any claims of how that is. You claim that he does not help smaller creators, but give no examples of that. Then you claim that he does not make enough money compared. Maybe the mirror is the better gift. Maybe the mirror.
At one point where my arguments have actually collapsed, you idiots. Saying these words and not actually countering anything I have said shows how stupid you are. Because you are stupid. Like, make no doubt, Frankie, everyone can see it. You're an idiot. And then
I've said before, and I'll say it again, I'm not going to question someone's intelligence, but I will question their intelligence behind their behavior. I don't think people are stupid, and I may say it as a colloquial thing, but in all honesty, I think everyone has their own form of intelligence. I don't think you're stupid, but I think what you're doing is real fucking dumb. And yeah, I'll go after your argument. It doesn't make sense.
End it all, we go with
Pitbull out.
I think Frankie thinks that if he tries to own the Pitbull thing here, that we're not all going to laugh at him. Like, you're a joke, mate. You're a joke. Trying to get in on the joke doesn't make you any less of a joke. So anyway, like I said, there's a whole bunch of different yapping.
Melissa means honeybee in Greek. They might have got that wrong. It's amazing that this debunker crowd can't spell and are extremely violent, but hey, jokes around about doxing someone and you're on a list. Huh? You see, when you do to them what they do to people, their rats come out of the woodwork. This is their subscriber base. LOL. That's why I do not fucking care. And then, hey, maybe Twin Paranormal will come investigate with us. Rules for thee, not for me. Rules for thee, not for me. Oh, just as a reminder, do not go into their comments and do not brigade them. Do not do it. It will not help. It is painting a picture of yourself that they have in their head about you, and you're proving them right. And I don't want to do that, so let's not do that.
From the Pee-wee Pitbull, and I really can't be bothered going on about all of them. The last one I want to show you, good people.
In light of everything, they can all fuck off. Ha 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 ha. They all played into the bluff. Ha 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 ha. This is what I'm talking about. This is anime villain shit, my dude. Join a tabletop game. This is anime villain. What are you, part of like JoJo? The Bizarre Adventures of JoJo, that is. What are you talking about? I don't even know if that's a good example. Honestly, I don't watch JoJo. I don't know why I said that. I don't watch the kind of anime that would have this, but it feels like it would be like very Bizarre Adventures of JoJo-esque, or like something with a mecha suit maybe involved. I don't know. It's a shonen for sure, and not a shonen I have watched.
Is this one right here, where Frankie is trying to make out that the whole thing was a bluff. And he has the audacity to make out I'm the coward. After all of his yapping and yelping, he's now going to try and fall back on, it was only a bluff, it was only a joke.
Pathetic.
How fucking embarrassing must it be to be Frankie right now? Let me explain something to you, you absolute dickhead. Saying that this is a bluff isn't going to get you out of any kind of legal trouble. And we all saw the video. It wasn't a bluff. You were trying to blackmail me, and it has backfired, and you don't know what to do about it. Anyway, that's about as much as I can be bothered to talk about these absolute fuckheads. If I was called out like this, I don't think I could ever go on YouTube ever again. I'd just be too fucking embarrassed. So anyway, if you enjoyed this load of old bollocks drama, please give the video a like and subscribe to the Side Eye Guy channel. Very much. Cheers.
Please subscribe to the Side Eye Guy channel, and please subscribe to the people that I've listed. Okay, I'm going to get rid of you, Side Eye Guy, just for a little bit. Thank you. Once again, I know this video is different than what I usually do. Just a couple of reminders that please do not go brigade them. Please do not show up in their comments. If I see you in their comments anywhere, I will block you. Because I don't need that in my life, honestly. If anything comes out of all of these videos being shown and you having to look at yourself over and over and over again, saying the words you have said, and maybe you listen to the critiques and maybe you don't, but my hope is that you will realize what you did is wrong and you will try to do better. But what do I know? I'm just some lady talking about some frights.